Hello and good evening, guys. Today it is Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. So this will be the first weekly roundup podcast video for 2022. Happy New Year to all of you. If you haven't seen any of my more recent videos, I just want to make sure that I wish all of you a Happy New Year one more time. This will probably be the last time I say that in a video, but hey, I just wanted to make sure that I've been saying that in my videos. So I want to quickly go through all of the NFL uniform matchups from last week, and then after that there's some stuff I want to talk about after that. So let's start with the Falcons and the Bills. So the Falcons wore their white jersey with black pants and black socks. So they went for the yoga pant look again. And I must say, I'm not a fan of that look at all. I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen the Falcons debut the red pants that they actually wore in their photo shoot or had players model when they unveiled their current uniforms a year ago. Or actually now 2 years ago. So, I guess about a year and a half ago, technically. But my point is, I think it'd be nice if they at least wore white socks with the black pants, or even red socks. I wonder, maybe the red equipment that they had in the photo shoots maybe just going to be left as a prototype look. So, if that's the case, I'm okay with that. But, if they're going to wear their white jersey with black pants, I'd like the socks to be a different color, whether it be white or even red, like I've seen when they first unveiled their uniforms. They had a red sock and a red pant option, so since they haven't used them yet, I'm actually surprised that they haven't. I mean, it seems like nowadays teams try to wear as many different pant combos as possible. Pant-sock combos as much as possible, but anyway. Moving on, the Bills wore their home jersey, their royal blue jersey with white pants and royal blue socks. Man, is that ever a beautiful uniform when they wear the right combo. Same with their away jersey. Moving on, the Jaguars wore all white with black socks against the Patriots in their home uniform. Their home uniform, unless it actually changes for once, which would be nice. I'm gonna just start calling it their home look, the all blue. All navy for the Patriots. So with Jacksonville, I have to give them credit. They got their uniform combo right. But you know what I think? I think that at the bare minimum, if they're going to wear their all white look, they need to wear it with teal socks if they do white pants and white jerseys. The black socks ties into their away uniform perfectly. I mean, their away uniform when they wear the white jersey, white pants, and black socks is perfect because it ties in with the helmet. The black socks tie in with the helmet. It ties in with the black on the white jersey. But here's the thing. The Jaguars, this season they've gone back to actually wearing teal as their main color. So I actually think it'd be nice if in this case they wear the white jersey, the white pants, but wear teal socks just to add some color. But I think a small change they should consider making if they're going to keep their current uniforms is to make the numbers on the away jersey teal. I actually think it'd be nice if all three jerseys got an outline on the numbers, and in the case of the away jersey, instead of it being black numbers with teal trim, make them teal numbers with black trim to show that, hey, the Jaguars now have made teal their primary color again. But, that's the thing I hate about the Jaguars' new uniforms is that even though I like the simplicity of them, I don't like how the away jersey is essentially black and white. No color, no teal. That I disagree with. But anyway, moving on, the Chiefs brought out their red pants for the first time in a few weeks with their away white jersey and white socks against the Bengals, who wore their orange alternate jersey with black pants and orange socks. And I must say, the orange alternate when they wear the black pants and the orange socks, that's my favorite Bengals uniform now. I really like that look. And for the first time, and I don't even know how long, the Bengals have actually clinched the AFC North. They beat the Browns, who were really good last season. They beat the Steelers and the Ravens, who for as long as I've been a football team, or a football fan, rather, sorry, it's always been either the Steelers or the Ravens battling for the AFC North title and for top spot in the division every year. Last season, the Browns finally got to the playoffs for the first time in 20 years, 19 or 18 years or whatever. So to now see the Bengals making the playoffs, which I actually found out that their last playoff appearance was more recent than I actually realized, which was around the mid-2010s, so in the past 5 to 7 years, which, hey, I mean, that's impressive, but I have never seen a Bengals team, as long as I've been a football fan for the past 13 years now, basically, I've never seen a Bengals team look as good as this one this year. So I'm actually hoping that the Bengals make it past the first round of the NFL playoffs. So there is one more week in the NFL season, and I will talk about that in a bit. But moving on, the Ravens wore monochrome purple jersey, pants, and socks. Terrible look against the Rams, who wore bone jerseys with bone pants and royal blue socks. I mean, as much as I hate the bone uniform for the Rams, when they wear the right combos, it makes it a lot easier to tolerate. So when they wear that jersey with the bone pants to match with it and the royal blue socks, that uniform is tolerable when they wear that combo. The bone actually, as much as I don't like it, it's easier to look at on TV. So, but the thing is, when the Rams do bone socks as well, yuck. I mean, royal blue pants and royal blue socks, yuck. Royal blue pants and bone socks, sure. Royal blue socks and the bright gold pants, it looks like you've got all the right pieces for the classic Rams look, but the problem is the jersey doesn't fit. So when they wear their bone jersey, I think if they wear it with their bone pants and the royal blue socks for as long as they still have to wear it, in my opinion, that works. They've got to wear it for another 3 seasons, so hopefully this is the last season that it's their designated away uniform. I'm hoping that they take the new white one they brought out this year and they make it the full-time away, make the bone jersey an alternate, and wear that maybe 2 or 3 times a year at the most. So I kind of have a feeling that's going to happen. But anyway, moving on to my favorite matchup of the week, the Colts and the Raiders. The Raiders wore their away uniform, but get this, the Colts wore their home jersey with white pants and royal blue socks. Just like the Bills, white pants, blue socks, don't change that look below the waist. Damn, do the Colts ever look good when they get their combos right. Speaking of teams that got combos right, it was nice to see the Titans wearing the powder blue instead of the navy blue. I actually think it'd be nice to see the Titans switch to the lighter blue, which I think they call Columbia blue, but I still think all of their jerseys suck. But when I see them wearing powder blue, the color is an amazing color. I love the color that the Titans have for their lighter blue. But unfortunately, they wore navy pants and socks with it, which is bad. And the Dolphins wore teal yoga pants with their pants sock combo, all being teal with their white jerseys and helmets. So that was definitely an ugly matchup. But yeah, the Raiders and the Colts, that was definitely my favorite uniform matchup of the week. Beautiful uniforms, top to bottom. The Giants wore their standard away uniform, white pants with the red striping and the red socks, and the Bears wore their standard home uniform. It was a nice looking uniform matchup. But hey, I mean, I must say, the Giants' blue helmet looks so out of place with their away uniform right now. Because, hey, you got a blue helmet, but you have no blue below the helmet. Moving on, the Eagles seem to really have a thing for their black pants with their away jerseys now. They won 2016 over Washington. They wore their black pants with black socks. I'm talking about the Eagles with their white jersey. And Washington, well, the Redskins wore their burgundy jersey with white pants and burgundy socks. Well, sorry, my bad. They're not the Redskins anymore. So they're when they wear that combo, my God, I love Washington's uniforms when they get their combos right. Jesus, Murphy. But I noticed that they've posted teasers about the launch of the team's new name. So the unveiling of their new name, their new logo, or that's going to come with an unveiling of some new uniforms too, which I got to be honest, the only thing I feel that Washington should have touched was their name. That's it. I mean, the Native American on the helmet was designed by a Blackfoot man. The uniforms are some of the most beautiful uniforms you'll see in the entire sport of football. And I'm just so disappointed that the uniforms are going to be gone. I mean, honestly, I can live with the name change. I understand why it's been changed. But the uniforms and the logo, I'm going to miss those really bad, especially the uniforms. I mean, if they left their classic uniforms alone and had a new logo on the helmet and a new team name, I could live with that. But to change the uniforms as well, I guarantee that whatever concoction of uniforms design Nike and the Washington football team have come up with for their new branding, I have a very good feeling that these new uniforms are going to be hot garbage. Sorry, that's my prediction. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be, which is unfortunate. Moving on, the Bucks wore their white jersey with Peter Pan's black socks, their best combo, with their white jersey. And the Jets wore green jerseys with green pants and white socks. Yuck. Moving on, the Broncos wore their standard away against the Chargers, who wore powder blue jerseys, socks, and bright yellow pants. Not a fan of the powder blue yellow combo. Moving on, the Texans wore their their white jersey with navy pants and socks, and the Chargers not the Chargers, the 49ers wore their standard home uniform. So San Francisco looked good, but the Texans, they got to wear either white socks or red socks with the navy pants. As for the Cardinals, they wore their home uniform, red jersey, white pants, red socks, against the Cowboys, who actually brought out their all-white color rush uniform for the first time this season back on Sunday. So, the Cowboys' color rush uniform, I have a sneaking suspicion, well, maybe not. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys do keep it, but I'm kind of thinking that they're probably going to bring back their navy blue 60s throwback next season, because starting next season, we are going to see NFL teams be allowed to wear more than one helmet again, which I'm actually really happy about that, to be honest. But yeah, with the Cowboys, I'd like to see them wear the color rush uniform with navy socks, just to tie it all in, but I'm actually hoping that it gets retired after this season. Moving on, the Panthers wore white jerseys, everything below the helmet white, all white, and they looked bad against the Saints, who, guess what? Maybe somebody from the Saints actually watches this channel, because what do I say? Every time the Saints seem to wear their gold pants, they seem to play good enough to win games. This is like, the third straight game that I've seen the Saints wear their gold pants, black sock combo with either their black or white jerseys, and they actually won a game. I'm impressed. New Orleans, you got to do that all the time now. So moving on, the Detroit Lions wore their away jersey with silver pants and light blue socks. Nice combo against Seattle in head-to-toe navy blue. The Lions looked really nice. They looked really good for their modern uniform style. And the Seahawks, well, yeah, it just didn't look good. I actually was really enjoying the wolf gray pants, but I'm going to be curious to see if Seattle ends up wearing their wolf gray jersey for their final game. If they don't wear it at all this season, I have a feeling that it's been retired and they're probably going to replace it with their royal blue throwbacks. I have a sneaking suspicion they might. But moving on, the Vikings wore their white jersey with white pants and purple socks. Nice look against the Packers in their standard home uniform. And finally, this was a close second for my second in terms of best uniform matchups in the week, in my opinion. My favorite was the Colts Raiders, but this was a close second favorite. The Browns wore their away jersey with purple. No, I'm thinking the Ravens. I'm sorry, it's late. Their orange pants and white socks. Beautiful uniform against the Steelers in their standard home. I would not be surprised if that game was Ben Roethlisberger's final game as the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. If that's the case, that doesn't bother me. The man's won 2 Super Bowls. He's had a fabulous career in the NFL. And you know what? After 18 years, I mean, the guy's not a spring chicken in terms of being a football player anymore. So, Drew Brees just retired last season. If Roethlisberger retires this season, hey, you know what? He is retiring as a 2-time Super Bowl champion. I guarantee he's a first or second ballot Hall of Famer. I would say he would go on the first ballot, honestly. He deserves it. And you know what? He's had a wonderful run as a quarterback in the NFL. I think he's been dealing with injuries in the past year or two. So, I don't blame him for wanting to go. And, he's had a great career. He really has. So, I'm honestly really happy for him. And, I'm going to feel bad for Steelers fans and as a football fan, because we're going to be losing yet another legendary quarterback after we just witnessed Drew Brees call it a career. But you know what? He was a great quarterback. He's got one more game left in what will most likely be his last game of his career. Hopefully the Steelers come out on top. I mean, it actually would be amazing if the Steelers actually somehow qualified for the playoffs, but even though I don't think that's going to happen, you know what? I tip my hat to Ben Roethlisberger. He's had a great career in the NFL and as a Steeler, so all the best to him. He deserves to go out on his terms. Absolutely. I mean, I would say that with anybody, but you know what? I like that he got the send-off that he got on Monday night, if that is, in fact, his final Pittsburgh Steelers home game in his career. He is a great quarterback, and, he's had an amazing career. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Russell Wilson's no longer going to be a Seahawk after this season, which I think that would actually kind of suck. I mean, I'm a Seahawks fan, and it was just so amazing to see Seattle win the Super Bowl back in 2014. It's too bad they couldn't do it back-to-back in 2015 against New England as well. It's unfortunate, but you know what? The fact that Seattle has even won a single Super Bowl because of Russell Wilson leading the way as quarterback, as a Seahawks fan, I'm so grateful for that. And, if he does decide to leave, I appreciate the time that he has had I appreciate the time that we've had a chance here in the Pacific Northwest to enjoy having a quarterback as good as Russell Wilson. Not only lead the Seahawks, but to actually finally lead them to a Super Bowl. That elusive Super Bowl victory is finally found. it was found 8 years ago now. And, as a Seahawks fan, I'll always be grateful for Russell Wilson. So before I wrap up the video this week, I do got to talk a little bit about this past weekend. I mean, I got to be honest, guys. There was a Facebook monthly update video that I did upload on the weekend, but I didn't like it. I just, I got to be honest, with everything that's been going on with this new COVID variant, I've been really frustrated just seeing how things have been, how it seems like just as we were starting to seem to get things turned around a little bit, all of a sudden, bam, the virus mutates, and all of a sudden we can't have fans in arenas anymore here in Canada and stuff like that. It's just like, I think maybe what's happened is in the past few months I've had a false sense of hope seeing the cases go down only to have the virus mutate again, and it just sucks. I mean, to kind of go back to this past weekend again, I see arenas in the NHL that are in the United States full of fans, yet here in Canada, it seems like we're not allowed to have any fans in any of the arenas. And, I don't know, guys. I gotta be honest. I'm not really sure what to think. I honestly believe that, if people are fully vaccinated, I mean, I thought that the whole idea of the jab, was that if you get it, then even if you catch the virus, your symptoms are significantly reduced. I mean, I don't know. I've actually heard that this new variant's supposedly rather mild. At least for those of us who have either A, had the virus, or B, have had 2 shots of vaccine. So, I don't know. I see stuff like that. I hear everything on the news and all that. It's like, oh my God. I gotta admit, this past weekend was a little bit frustrating hearing all that stuff about the new Omicron variant. And, lately, I have to be honest, I've been getting frustrated with a lot of the stuff going on with the pandemic and all that. I just wish we could turn things around and go back to some kind of pre-pandemic normal again. I mean, I know I'm not the only one on that boat, but it's been unfortunate. And yeah, I can't say that this past weekend that I wasn't frustrated. I was quite frustrated. And with my monthly update video that is going to go on Facebook, I still intend to get it done. But I didn't have much time today. I did film it back on the weekend, but there was a lot of frustration in that video, and there were things that I've been thinking of doing with the channel that I talked about, and I've kind of pulled back on some of it a little bit, because even though I'm a little bit unsure, I'm in a better state of mind where I'm not as frustrated about everything that's been going on in society lately with the new variant. So, the past couple of days I've had a better train of thought, and I've been just thinking, one of the changes that I was considering, maybe it's not the right time to make that change yet. But in terms of these weekly roundup podcasts, I will continue to do them until March, sometime in March. And then from there, we're going to end it for the season. But I'm actually thinking about the future of that. I'm also thinking of the future of the channel too, to be honest, because there are some changes I think I really would like to make, but I need to talk about one more thing as well in terms of the channel. I've been saying that I have been starting to prepare for plans to basically stop focusing on the present, go back, cover some old past uniform redesigns and stuff that I haven't talked about yet. And then eventually, if I ever get caught up, maybe talk about more of the present stuff. So I might do that. I'm hoping to actually do a bit of I'm hoping to possibly launch my Operation Rewind as early as the 1st of next month in February. So what I'm looking at right now is to my viewer, Andre, I know that I did cover your request from a long time ago about the Flames. I know you sent me the article. I'm not sure if you made a request or not, but I wanted to do that video for you because I've really felt bad about it since you sent me that article from Sportsnet a long time ago about their decision to thankfully go full-time retro again. I might actually have one more video on that topic as well. So the reason I say might is because I haven't decided if I'm going to do it or not, or if I'm going to have the time to do it or not. But I'm leaning, I think I've already covered it in the video though, but I might reconsider that because there is something significant I do want to talk about regarding the Flames redesign, because I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there was something that was said from, I believe, the marketing guy for the Flames that I wasn't in agreement with, and I want to talk about it a little bit because I don't know. The thing is I don't see how, I don't understand why anybody would ever want the Flames to ever ditch their retro uniforms ever again. They're just so damn pretty. Yeah, I mean, for anybody to think, I mean, if you like the idea of the Flames having black in their uniforms, I mean, I respect your opinion, but you know, if I don't understand how anybody could prefer the 2000s uniforms from 2003 to the end of the 06-07 season over the beautiful throwbacks that they've gone back to last season. I just don't understand how anybody could prefer those. I don't like the striping. I don't like all the black. I mean, if they wanted to bring back the 04 Stanley Cup final home jersey, the red jersey with the black flaming C, the original Black Sea jersey, as an alternate or a throwback, I would be okay with that. I think that would be great. But to go and add black to your uniforms again and start modernizing and altering your logos and stuff, you know, I don't know. If they wanted to do that as a third jersey, whatever. But to replace the throwbacks, I just think that would be a mistake. It would be one of the worst mistakes since the Flames ditched them in the first place. I just don't understand why anybody would ever want the Flames to get rid of their throwbacks a second time. I think that would be a huge mistake. But truth is, Andre, I'm considering making a video about that because I honestly wish I would have talked about that a little bit more on the weekend when I made that video. Speaking of requests, to my viewer Donnell, if you're watching this, I am considering, what was I saying? I am considering doing that second video for Andre, but I do want to do your viewer request from a while ago about the reverse retro uniforms. Now, to you, Donnell, if there's any other viewer requests, I think you might have actually made one more after that. If you have, let me know, and depending on what it is, I might get it done. But here's what I'm looking at right now, and I'm gonna let you all in on what I'm thinking about right now. What I want to do is there's one more viewer request from Donnell, and that's for about the reverse retro uniforms in the NHL. I think he wanted to hear my take on it, Donnell. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think he wanted to hear which ones I'd want teams to keep as third jerseys. So what I want to do is I want to get that done for you. And then after that, I'm planning on completely ending sorry, I'm just lost in track of thought here. What I want to do is after that, I want to stop viewer requests entirely until further notice, because Once I do that, I want to start preparing for a full-blown reset on in February, in a few weeks from now. I want to just go back to square one. I want to focus. I'll continue to do the weekly roundups for at least another month and a half or so till the end of the weekly roundup season, as I call it, after the Super Bowl. And then from there, after that, then I'd like to end that for the season and then start working on some older stuff. But anyways, guys, I'm going to keep it short at this point, call it a wrap. But with that, guys, take care. And as always, bye for now.